If you've ever wondered what women look for in a man before getting intimate, you're about to learn some shocking facts. The Stoics, throughout their long and meaningful lives, mastered the art of understanding human nature, including the complex psychology of women in today's world. This understanding can still offer deep insights, especially when it comes to intimacy and attraction. Watch this video through to the end to understand the many facets of female psychology as we discuss 7 factors women should consider before choosing to obtain psychological help. Behind these selections, remember to like, subscribe, and comment with your ideas. If you have a chapter, share it with us. Even subtly, women consider a man's size and functionality when getting intimate. While this may seem superficial at first, it's important to realize that this process isn't about overjudging or harsh evaluations. Rather, it operates on a much deeper, frequently subconscious level of human psychology. Although women may consider a man's physical characteristics to be a component of their total attractiveness, the evaluation takes compatibility, comfort, and a feeling of connection into account in addition to physical enjoyment. Women frequently act subtly in order to provoke a man and observe his response. These actions may appear natural, such as a light touch or brief physical contact, but they have a deeper meaning. For instance, when she flirts or gives a close hug, she may be observing the man's responsiveness. She observes his enthusiasm and his ability to engage in confident, organic physical exchanges. This subtle observation enables her to evaluate whether his physical attributes and responses match her expectations or desires, assisting her in determining whether there is chemistry. This process frequently starts long before any sexual activity takes place. Women may observe things like a man's demeanor, confidence, and reaction to potentially intimate situations. It's not just about whether a man can please her physically, but also whether he seems in harmony with her emotionally. A man's confidence in his own body plays a significant role in how women perceive his functionality. These subtle cues help her gauge his comfort level with physicality and whether he seems attuned to her responses from a psychological standpoint. Confidence in this context does not imply boasting or arrogance, but rather a man's assurance in his ability to engage in intimacy without hesitation or uncertainty. If a man exudes this kind of natural ease, it can signal to the woman that he is both emotionally and physically ready for a deeper connection. Women often look for signs that a man is comfortable in his own skin and confident in his ability to connect physically. This assessment of size and functioning has strong biological and psychological roots. According to Stoic beliefs, Stoics, who hold that the body is an extension of our fundamental essence, would have valued this kind of analysis. Our behavior in intimate settings reveals more profound facets of our emotional and psychological states as our bodies and thoughts intertwine. When a woman assesses a man's size and functionality, she is not merely forming a superficial opinion. Rather, she is naturally seeking balance between the relationship's emotional and physical aspects. If she feels that the two are in harmony, her attraction and desire are likely to intensify. She wants to feel that the man understands her needs, can provide her with a fulfilling experience, and is aware of her emotional cues. It's not only about sexual satisfaction. On the other hand, if she believes that there is a lack of compatibility, whether it be due to a lack of self-assurance or a poor physical connection, this may, sometimes without her even realizing it, have a subtle effect on her overall attraction to the man. She may experience a vague discomfort or dissatisfaction that discourages her from pursuing a deeper relationship. An additional crucial element of this assessment is the usefulness of a man's physical attributes. Women want to know that a man can have meaningful and joyful relationships. If there are problems with functionality, whether from a lack of confidence, physical limits, or other reasons, it can impede the development of closeness. This is about feeling that the man can give an experience that is satisfying and enjoyable on both a physical and emotional level, not simply about sexual capability. Functionality isn't just about one aspect of physical intimacy. It's about a man's whole interaction with his partner, from the way he makes physical touch to the way he reads her body language. It's important to understand that women are acutely aware of these factors and frequently base their decisions about whether or not to continue a relationship on how well those elements align. For example, a man's ability to read her nonverbal cues and be attentive can greatly improve a woman's perception of him as a potential long-term partner. Realize that evolutionary biology frequently influences this assessment of size and functionality subconsciously. Individual experiences and social conditioning also play a role. Women seek a partner who makes them feel confident, comfortable, and desired, rather than perfection or specific standards of beauty or performance. She can discern subtle cues from a man, such as a simple touch or a moment of physical closeness, which help her determine whether or not he can meet her needs on both a physical and emotional level. Though modern relationships are far more complex than they were in our ancestral past, some of these evolutionary tendencies still exist. For instance, a woman's subconscious perceives a man's physical fitness and performance as indicators of health and vitality. This assessment's evolutionary component is important to understand historically, because women have evolved to seek partners who exhibit traits that indicate strength, vitality, and reproductive success. Making decisions. The Stoics would contend that while physical attributes and compatibility are important, true fulfillment comes from a connection that transcends the physical, a relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and emotional resonance will always outlast one that is merely driven by physical attraction. In conclusion, modern women possess greater empowerment to pursue emotional and psychological fulfillment in addition to physical compatibility. Although physical characteristics play a significant role in a woman's assessment of her size and functionality, the Stoics would remind us that a woman's assessment is based on more than just her physical attributes. It is a deeply ingrained psychological process that takes into account her need for emotional connection, comfort, and compatibility. Aligning the body and mind to strengthen emotional and physical connections is the key to partnership harmony. Chapter 2. Maintaining a clean and orderly home before entering a more personal relationship. Although a man's home environment may seem like a practical consideration, many women are quite aware of it. It is very important in the fields of attraction and psychology. A man's home is an expression of his character and principles. When a woman walks into a man's home for the first time, she's not just glancing at the furniture or decor, she's assessing the overall atmosphere. Is the space clean and tidy? Does it feel welcoming, safe and private? These are critical factors in determining whether she feels comfortable enough to deepen the relationship. Women naturally interpret a home's signals as a reflection of a man's character, lifestyle, and long-term potential. Women frequently like cleanliness because it demonstrates to them that a man values his surroundings, takes pleasure in his own space, and consequently values the people in his life. A tidy, well-kept home conveys responsibility. Women perceive maturity and meticulousness to be desirable in a long-term partner. Women also want to feel as though they are entering a space that is exclusively theirs and their partner, free from distractions or potential complications. If they sense that the space isn't entirely theirs, whether due to lingering evidence of an ex-partner sharing accommodations with roommates or a lack of person boundaries, they may be hesitant to move the relationship forward. Establishing a sense of personal ownership and privacy is essential to fostering emotional stability and trust. It is impossible to overstate the psychological significance of a man's home environment. Maintaining her living space can increase a woman's comfort and confidence, making her feel safer and more at ease in more personal situations. On the other hand, a disorganized or disorderly setting may cast doubt on the man's general stability and devotion. The Stoics, with their emphasis on discipline, are a good example of this. A man's messy, disorganized home may indicate that he has similar tendencies in his personal or emotional life, which could make a woman doubt the long-term sustainability of the relationship. Additionally, a man's home gives clues about his lifestyle and values. Simplicity and self-discipline would argue that a man's external environment is a direct reflection of his internal state. A woman may notice his interests in books on the shelves, artwork on the walls, or the kitchen's cleanliness. These details provide insight into his interests, habits, and hobbies. These details enable her to determine whether they share similar values and interests. For instance, if she notices that he places a high value on creativity, personal development, or fitness, this may fit her idea of a compatible partner. In contrast, if he seems uninterested in these details, his interests may be shallow or his priorities unclear. Beyond tidiness and design, a man's home reflects his capacity to provide a caring and emotionally secure space, a quality that women frequently seek for. A cozy, calm, and caring home environment, as well as partners who can offer emotional protection, can strengthen that sense of security. Little gestures like attentive arrangements or cozy furniture with ambient lighting might show a man that he is considerate of his partner's needs and comfort. It is more likely for a woman to open up and feel at ease in a relationship when these subtle cues are present. However, even though having a tidy and orderly home is an appealing trait, the Stoics would advise against placing an excessive amount of value on material possessions, believing that they should not determine a person's worth or happiness. The man's moral rectitude and capacity for deeper connection are what really count. A gorgeous home devoid of emotional depth cannot replace a meaningful relationship, and women who overemphasize outward appearances may overlook the more significant elements that contribute to long-term satisfaction. Ultimately, women evaluate men based on the condition of their home, and while cleanliness, privacy, and atmosphere are important, they are not the end in themselves. Women want to know that a man is capable of creating an emotionally safe and supportive environment that reflects his values and personality. When these elements are harmonious, it can greatly increase a woman's attraction to a man and her willingness to pursue a deeper level of intimacy. Section 3. Section 3 discusses the ability to kiss and physical compatibility. A man's ability to kiss is another important aspect that women frequently consider before getting close. Although this may seem like a minor or even unimportant feature, many women find that it has a big impact on how they assess a man's physical compatibility. A kiss is more than just a physical gesture. It's a way to express emotions and convey a wealth of information about what could closeness. When done well, a kiss may strengthen a relationship by kindling passion and laying the stage for a deeper one. If executed incorrectly, however, it has the potential to destroy a relationship. Women often initiate kissing to gauge how the man responds. Are they patient, attentive to her reactions, and does the exchange flow naturally or feel forced and awkward? These cues help her determine if there is genuine chemistry and mutual understanding between them. Kissing is one of the most intimate forms of nonverbal communication. Being in sync with your partner's body language, interpreting subtle signs, and fostering a closeness that goes beyond the physical act are all important components of a successful kiss. A man who is adept at kissing shows that he can be receptive to his partner's needs, flexible and attentive, qualities that women seek in a more committed relationship. On the other hand, if a man kisses too aggressively, carelessly, or inexperiencedly, it may indicate that he lacks the psychological, emotional intelligence or sensitivity needed for deeper, intimate interactions. Women frequently assess a man's ability to create a sense of closeness and trust through kissing, as it can indicate if he is focusing on her experience or just his own pleasure. Kissing is a type of physical and emotional connection. Women tend to be more aware of these subtleties because they place equal weight on the emotional and physical components of intimacy. The Stoics, who emphasized the value of connection and respect between people, would contend that physical activities like kissing should be based on a thorough comprehension of the feelings and desires of the other person. Many women infer a man's capacity for foreplay, essential in creating suspense and arousal, from his ability to kiss well. How skillfully a partner participates in these early phases of physical connection affects the emotional and psychological aspects of intimacy. A kiss has the power to either intensify or decrease these sentiments, making it an essential component of the whole experience. It's also crucial to remember that, aside from physical compatibility, kissing is frequently how women determine compatibility. A man who kisses well demonstrates patience, values the process of connecting with others, and pays attention to details, all qualities that are necessary for a fulfilling relationship. On the other hand, a man who lacks finesse or rushes through the ACT may indicate that he is more concerned with the experience itself than the outcome. The Stoics, who valued moral behavior and developing strong relationships with people, would remind us that kissing is an opportunity to express your partner's love and affection as well as your respect for them. A heartfelt kiss can deepen a couple's emotional connection. It lays the foundation for a partnership with women that surpasses mere physical attractiveness. One of the most important ways to determine if a man can provide a satisfying and harmonious personal experience is through kissing. Kissing becomes a crucial aspect of how women assess their potential, since a competent kisser is likely to be more attuned to his partner's emotional requirements, while a lousy kisser may lack the understanding necessary to create a deeper connection. Partners, Chapter 4, Fortitude and Power. Before pursuing greater closeness, many women assess a man's strength and endurance in addition to their physical complementarity through kissing. Although this may seem like an antiquated or oversimplified method of attraction, it is based on both psychological need and evolutionary biology. Women have traditionally sought vitality, security, and protection, qualities that physical stamina and strength frequently link to. Beyond appearances, women want to feel that a man can maintain a physical connection over time, not just in intimate relationships, but also in everyday life. A man's strength can signify his ability to manage life's challenges, such as lifting heavy objects, being active and adventurous, or simply having sufficient energy to get through the day. Women often test these qualities in playful ways, such as asking a man to lift them, engaging in physical activities, or taking on an endurance testing challenge. This evaluation takes into account a woman's need for emotional and psychological strength in her husband, in addition to physical strength. A man with endurance and strength frequently radiates confidence, resilience, and the capacity to face difficult circumstances, qualities that are appealing in relationships, both immediate and long-term. In addition to physical fulfillment, women gravitate towards partners who can provide them with stability and reliability. The Stoics, who emphasized the development of inner fortitude and tenacity, argued that physical stamina reflects mental and emotional toughness. A man who takes excellent care of his body and stays in excellent physical shape is more likely to be disciplined, focused, and capable of overcoming obstacles in life. This type of strength comes from being able to persevere through suffering rather than just lifting heavy objects or running marathons. Women may test a man's endurance during intimacy, seeking indications that he can sustain energy and attention for extended amounts of time. They may also ask him to remain composed under pressure and offer support when needed. This does not imply that women want their partners to be superhuman. Rather, they want to feel that the man is committed, attentive, and able to maintain both a physical and emotional connection over the course of their relationship. In essence, women interpret a lack of stamina as sinful laziness or a lack of commitment to the relationship. More than just physical health, a woman's assessment of a guy's endurance and strength reflects her need for a mate who is capable, dependable, and emotionally strong. When a man exhibits these attributes, it intensifies her attraction and boosts her confidence in the relationship. On the other hand, a man's lack of strength or endurance could raise questions about his capacity to give her the kind of mental and physical support she needs. Chapter 5. Playfulness and Emotional Growth in Numerous Women. Foreplay is an integral component of the overall encounter, not merely a prelude to intimacy. Before getting close, women carefully consider a man's foreplay abilities, since they offer valuable insights into his attitude toward both the emotional and physical facets of a relationship. Effective foreplay showcases a man's commitment to the relationship. He is alert, patient, and acutely aware of his partner's needs, laying the groundwork for mutual happiness and trust. Women often view foreplay as a way to cultivate emotional intimacy prior to physical contact. It takes more than just caressing or kissing to make a favorable impression on a woman. A man must be able to read her body language, react to her cues, and build anticipation. Foreplay involves more emotional intelligence than just basic physical contact and can range from tender touches to in-depth discussions. A man who is skilled at foreplay shows that he is prepared to spend the necessary time to comprehend his partner's wants and produce a pleasurable encounter that they can both enjoy. Women value this emotional achievement because it shows them that the man truly cares about both their happiness and his own. This kind of attentiveness strengthens the emotional bond and fosters trust, which increases the likelihood that the woman will feel at ease and confident in the relationship. The Stoics, who stressed the need for emotional equilibrium and respect for one another, would contend that by concentrating on his partner's needs during foreplay, he can put these virtues into effect. Play is not just about physical stimulation. It's about creating a sense of connection that lasts beyond the moment and strengthens the relationship as a whole. A man's approach to foreplay reveals much about his overall approach to intimacy, which women highly attune to. A man can cultivate patience, empathy, and self-control, qualities that are essential for a healthy and fulfilling relationship. An important warning sign is when a man rushes through foreplay or doesn't seem to care about his partner's pleasure. On the other hand, a slow-moving man who pays attention to her reactions and builds anticipation is more likely to be seen as a thoughtful and caring partner in addition to developing physical intimacy. Effective foreplay fosters emotional safety and trust. Effective foreplay allows a man to demonstrate his appreciation for his partner's experiences and his commitment to creating a meaningful and fulfilling relationship, an aspect that women yearn to sense their partner's genuine concern for. For women, this level of emotional commitment is crucial because it demonstrates that the male is interested in developing a longer-term, more meaningful connection rather than merely having a one-time meeting. Their foreplay abilities heavily influence women's assessment of their partners. By focusing on his partner's needs and fostering an atmosphere of trust and anticipation, A guy who excels in this area is more likely to provide a gratifying and emotionally rewarding experience, strengthening the connection between them and boosting the likelihood of a long-term relationship. A man can demonstrate that he is able to create a bond with a woman that transcends physical attraction. Chapter 6 delves into the importance of stability and financial status, which may not necessarily correlate with physical intimacy. Many women consider a man's financial condition before moving a relationship further. Women frequently view a man's financial situation as a reflection of his overall stability, maturity, and ability to provide for the future, whether that means emotional security, shared goals, or a potential family. Financial stability isn't about how much money a man has. Rather, it's about how responsible, secure, and future-oriented he is. Both contemporary social dynamics and evolutionary biology underpin the psychological relationship between financial stability and attraction. Throughout history, women have sought partners who can provide security, not only in terms of material possessions, but also in the broader sense of being able to build a stable, dependable life together. This does not imply that women gravitate towards affluent men. Instead, they seek comfort in the understanding that their partner can sustain themselves and, in the context of a family, assume financial responsibility in today's world. Women are likely to pick up on subtle clues regarding a man's money management, such as thoughtful spending and long-term financial objectives. How does he manage money problems or debts? These insights assist women in assessing a man's capacity for wise decision-making, long-term planning, and stability. Financial irresponsibility or a lack of foresight can be warning signs that a man may struggle with commitment, discipline, or responsibility in other spheres of his life. His financial stability also reflects his ability to create a safe and loving atmosphere. A woman considering a long-term relationship or potentially starting a family must have confidence in her spouse's ability to manage life's practicalities. The Stoics placed a strong emphasis on having self-control and being able to live without needless distractions or desires. In this particular context, a guy exhibiting financial stability not only exhibits prudent resource management, but also demonstrates self-control over his emotions and desires. These are characteristics that often appeal to women. Ladies may discreetly evaluate a man's financial status by looking at his way of life, getting an idea of his objectives, or seeing how he responds to circumstances that call for careful financial planning. It doesn't matter if he lives extravagantly or cheaply. What matters is that he makes decisions that will lead to stability and success in the long run. Women value men who have a healthy relationship with money, one that is neither unduly materialistic nor wholly indifferent to it. A balanced approach to money shows maturity, self-awareness, and the capacity to handle the challenges of daily life. Furthermore, a man's financial behavior often reflects his emotional and relational behavior. A man who is reckless with his money might also be reckless in his relationships, but a man who is strategic and thoughtful about his financial future is more likely to treat women with the same consideration and care in their relationships. Consider a man's financial stability as a sign of his commitment, planning, and investment in the relationship. However, it's crucial to understand that a man's financial stability encompasses more than just his potential for earning. It also includes his emotional intelligence, stress, management skills, and problem-solving approach. A man who approaches financial challenges with grace and resourcefulness demonstrates resilience, a quality that women value in partners and potential fathers. While financial stability is important, it should never take precedence over the deeper qualities that make a relationship. Women want to know that their partner will be able to handle challenging situations without losing his sense of balance or control. The Stoics would remind us that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in virtue and wisdom. Significant, an overly materialistic or status-obsessed guy may overlook the spiritual and emotional facets of life, which are crucial for lasting happiness. Ladies who place a high priority on finding lasting happiness may overlook these aspects. People who are financially stable frequently seek balance. In conclusion, a spouse who is stable, responsible, and rooted in principles that transcend worldly prosperity is highly desirable. Women evaluate potential partners primarily based on a man's financial status. It is not about having money, rather, it is about having maturity, vision, and the ability to build a stable and secure future. Women want to feel that their husband can handle the practicalities of life while being emotionally and relationally reliable. When paired with emotional intelligence and maturity, financial stability can greatly boost a woman's confidence in a relationship, increasing her likelihood of pursuing deeper intimacy. Section 7. Emotional intelligence and effective communication. A man's emotional maturity and communication skills are among the most crucial factors women consider before getting intimate with him. Although physical attraction frequently brings people together at first, for many women, it's an emotional bond and clear communication that keep a relationship going over time. It is imperative that a partner possess emotional maturity, particularly when it comes to long-term intimacy or commitment. An emotionally mature man exhibits the ability to manage his emotions, navigate the intricacies of relationships, and be a kind and sympathetic partner. While avoiding childish behavior or dramatic outbursts is important, emotional maturity also involves a man's ability to process his feelings, respond to challenges, and communicate openly with his partner. Women are especially perceptive of how men handle conflict or stress because it speaks volumes about their potential for emotional growth and resilience. Women searching for security and depth in a relationship find tremendous attraction in a man who can handle pressure, talk through problems, and listen to his partner. The Stoics placed a strong emphasis on emotional control, seeing it as a crucial component of morality and wisdom. They held that people should not allow their emotions to rule them, but rather develop a thoughtful, balanced response to life's obstacles in relationships. For women, emotional maturity is the capacity to identify and control one's emotions without becoming overcome by them. An emotionally stable and trustworthy man is someone who can handle his emotions with grace and self-awareness, two qualities that are essential for closeness. Another important consideration for women is communication. A man's ability to communicate both orally and non-verbally can create or break the possibility of a deeper level of closeness. Women frequently seek partners that are able to communicate their thoughts, feelings, and wishes in an honest and open manner. Effective communication. Effective communication enhances emotional bonding, fosters trust, and facilitates conflict resolution, all of which are often essential for a successful partnership. Women will evaluate a man's communication abilities in casual encounters long before they think about getting close. How does he respond to miscommunications? Is he honest enough to discuss his sentiments? Does he inquire about her feelings and truly hear her answers? These all indicate the man's ability to build a connection based on mutual understanding and respect. Women highly value guys who are willing to be vulnerable and show vulnerability during uncomfortable conversations. Women also correlate a man's emotional maturity with his ability to manage intimacy. Women want to know that their partner is interested in all areas of the relationship, not just the physical, but also the psychological and emotional ones. An indicator of a man's emotional maturity is how he handles conflict or setbacks. A man who is emotionally mature will approach intimacy with caution, understanding that it's not just about satisfying physical desires, but also about strengthening the emotional bond between partners. This level of awareness creates a sense of safety and trust, making it more likely that the woman will feel at ease and confident in the relationship. Conversely, women may perceive a man as emotionally immature if he becomes defensive, avoids conversation, or responds impulsively, which can be a significant turn-off. A man who can remain calm, talk about concerns rationally, and seek solutions rather than placing blame is someone who is emotionally confident. Women want to be sure that their spouse can manage the highs and lows of a relationship without becoming unstable emotionally. The Stoics hold that emotional maturity is a crucial element of inner power, which originates from inside. Emotionally mature men are able to regulate their own emotions while also being receptive to and understanding of their partner's feelings. This leads to a harmonious and well-balanced relationship in which both partners feel respected and understood by women. In conclusion, this type of emotional connection is frequently more significant than physical attraction, since it establishes the groundwork for long-term contentment and pleasure. Before entering into an intimate relationship, women consider two important factors: emotional maturity and communication skills. A man who exhibits these traits is more likely to have an emotionally secure, mutually respectful, and trustworthy relationship. Women see relationships characterized by open communication, a strong emotional bond that transcends physical appeal, and the ability to bear life's obstacles with grace are more likely to establish intimacy and love that last a lifetime. Ace. As we've discussed before choosing to explore greater intimacy, women frequently evaluate a man on a variety of factors, such as his size, functionality, emotional maturity, and communication abilities. While physical attractiveness is crucial, these 7 variables assist people in determining compatibility, security, and confidence in the relationship. What really counts, however, frequently transcends beyond above and beyond outward appearances. They seek a companion who provides stability, an emotional bond, and common ideals. The Stoics would concur that genuine fulfillment in relationships comes from deeper connections rather than surface-level interactions. But it's crucial to keep in mind that these are general trends, and there may always be exceptions. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share your own stories or thoughts in the comments section below. We'd love to hear how these insights match your experiences or relationship lessons. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. While these insights can give you a strong foundation, keep in mind that real relationships are nuanced and complex.